Very beautiful Monday morning. Welcome to Monday Blitz with I, Katela Macy. And of course, I am not alone. I'm joined by Alan, Miss Washira, Annette, and Kabithi Ken. Welcome to Monday Blitz. Weekend we fiti?
You know, I'm excited because Nairobi United took over. That's the biggest highlight of the weekend for me.
Miss Washira? Ken?
Same as Alan, Nairobi United made my weekend.
Okay, now before we go to Nairobi United and Gor Mahia, the question of the day for today is what do you think went wrong for Gor Mahia in 2024-2025 season? Because we also what happened, they lost the FKF PL title, and of course yesterday the Mozart Super Cup, they lost it to a second tier team, Nairobi United. But let's get down to business. So I'll start with you, Alan. Let me wacha nikuulize hii kwa urahisi kabisa. Nairobi United versus Gor Mahia. What was your take on that?
I believe just to touch on the question of the day, you know, what went wrong? You know, there is no way you bring a coach in Sydney Samihik and just because results are not going your way, with just less than 8 games to go, you fire the head coach. That means the team has to reset again, you know. You have to go back from these tactics to these tactics. And yesterday it was just a matter of Nairobi United being consistent in their way of play, you know. Nairobi United have played the same way the whole season. They've only lost 2 games. Even when they lost 3-0 in their final game against Naivas, they did not change their way. They just went on, played their game, and yesterday it showed how good they are at playing their game. That's why they were able to dominate Gor Mahia. That's why you saw they were able to cut the supply to Benson Omala, because they knew Omala in front of goal is very little. So their tactic and approach helped them keep Gor Mahia away from the danger zones. And when they took the lead early, it was clear Nairobi United had taken the game, because there's no way Gor Mahia would ever get a chance to get into the Nairobi United box. So I just think it was a matter of tactical execution. And Gor Mahia could not believe, because they were outplayed by a second-tier side that has just joined the Premier League. So it's actually a new beginning for football in Kenya, not only with Nairobi United, but it shows us Gor Mahia is no longer Gor Mahia. And it's no longer the Tuskers, it's no longer the usual teams. These new teams that have been invested on are coming in, and they're going to send a message.
Okay, now to Ms. Washira, you had high hopes for Gor Mahia. Mimi na wewe tulikuwa side moja sana for Gor Mahia. What do you think was advantage pande ya Nairobi United that made Gor Mahia waweze concede?
I think I've been a Gor Mahia fan for 10 minutes and I can't stand it. Because, I mean, Gor Mahia, in terms of experience, you've played the likes of Al Ahly, you've played the biggest teams in this country. So for me, I chose to support them only because I think everybody knew Gor Mahia was going to win. In fact, Jana Stadium, ilikuwa imejaa fans wa Gor Mahia hivi. So I think what went wrong for Gor Mahia, as Alan has said, coaches, you can't change a coach in the middle of the season and expect to win the trophies. You cannot take a coach who's been tried and tested and who has failed and continue to keep him at that position. Zedekiah Otieno is he's not a bad coach, but he really fails in game management. You see, first half, I feel like they tried to dominate. Second half, I don't know what went wrong. There was a hole in the defense. In the midfield, there was no football being played. The supply to Omala was cut. And if he was a good coach, ameona coach ameona gap, like ameona that the coach has read him. Why not change tactics? You see, there was a big problem yesterday in midfield. The supply to Austin was also cut. The supply to Omala was cut. There was no switching of balls. Ni kama walikuwa wameshikwa. Also, Nairobi United were playing very high press. Delay na ball, miscontrol. Alpha Onyango lost the ball in the midfield so many times. So you just delay like this. The goal that was scored to give them the lead, it was scored outside the 18 or just there at the 18, which, I mean, you're a big team, unafungiwa aje kwa 18, and there was so much space in that defense. Hata nilikuwa na shanga, like, you're a big team. Even how they played against Police is not how they played against Nairobi United. So I think for me, what worked in favor of Nairobi United was the coaching, because the game management was very poor.
Katela, before you go to Kabethi, you know, I want to disagree with Annette. You know, she has said something that everyone thought Gor Mahia is going to win. Who thought?
Me.
Who thought?
I'm everyone.
No more. No.
We are everyone.
I hope so.
Because you guys, you look at it on paper, but in reality, Nairobi United was even going to trash Gor Mahia even more. Ask Coach Ken here.
Let's get coach. You as a coach, Ken. You as a coach. What's your opinion about these two teams that played yesterday? Gor Mahia. What's your take on Gor Mahia, and still what's your take on Nairobi United? What worked for Nairobi United that didn't work for Gor Mahia?
First, as a coach, I think it's not always a good idea to change a coach mid-season, as Washere and Alan have said. And then considering how the coach was removed from the team, I think it was a bit unfair to the coach, because he was having some good wins with the team. Maybe some internal politics made the coach leave the team. But yesterday's match, I think Nairobi United had done their homework well. The coach Muyot, who is also a good coach, it was clearly shown that he did good assignment. At least I know some of the bits of how they were training. I also understand they had done very good homework, even in terms of the penalty kicks and everything. That is why you could see how confident the goalkeeper was when Onyango was stepping on the penalty. So we cannot take it away from Muyoti and the whole team. I think whether Gor Mahia have good history or not, I think Nairobi were the better team yesterday.
You know, they say mostly old is gold, but new is platinum. Let's hear what Coach Muyoti has to say about this.
Ngumu sana. Mechi imekuwa poa. I think vijana wangu wamecheza to instructions up to the end from the beginning. I think tulimiliki mpira, lakini kidogo tukapata bao, Gor Mahia wakarudi kwa mchezo na ikabidi second half tena to re-strategize. I think second half tulirudi na nguvu zaidi, na nadhani tukaweza kupata bao, tukazuia vizuri. Nadhani vijana wangu wametoka na ushindi.
We can bet that Muyoti has done an amazing job. He is perfect. Alipiga kina KCB and everything. But so, congratulations, Nai boys. Now, let's talk about the female football FKF Cup. We also what happened yesterday in Nakuru. Kibera walipiga Vihiga. For me, it was a surprise, by the way. Me, I was expecting Vihiga to piga Kibera. And I'll start with you, Annette.
Or you want her to favor you?
No, she's a lady, please. No. Ladies first. Ladies first. And we're talking about women, right? Feminist.
For Kibera,
yes,
it was surprising. I think for me, Kibera was the better team compared to Vihiga. But again, once you win a continental, a cup like that, you go to play continental football. So the question again is the same as the one we're asking for Nairobi United. Will they be able to compete against the big teams in Africa? But, I mean, Kibera deserved it. They were title contenders even in the Premier League from the beginning. So, walitolewa tu na game moja yenye iliwatupa. Vihiga, I thought Vihiga would be the ones to take. Again, lost bet, but congratulations to Kibera. They deserve. Especially under that, what is the name of the coach? Vijago, yeah. Under Vijago. So congratulations to him. Even as he takes on international duty, I feel like he would be the best. Alan, you wanted to say something?
Exactly. Because, you know, I think you people are looking at the game on paper. But on ground, let me tell you, yes, Vihiga are the 4-time champions, but Kibera play the better football. In fact, they play effortless football. If you look at the game yesterday, yes, you could see they were running, they were outrunning the team, but the way they just have this team chemistry, there's no way they could be able to overcome Kibera, because as much as Vihiga is very good at what they do, Kibera are just so effortless at what they do. Just very well coached, And one thing about them, they know how to defend. When they took that 1-goal lead, I am telling you, the case changed. I remember I was watching the game, I'm like, ay, Jamani, in Ukuta, like, they just know how to be so compact. At the same time, they know when to counter-attack.
To you, Coach Bedi.
First of all, you say it has been a good season, both men and women, because what is on paper, or rather what is not on paper, came to win yesterday. The surprise as Nairobi United and Kibera. But this season, I think Kibera has played some good football this season. They've shown, if you see the likes of Faith Amboya, their keeper, Shionzo, they've played, they've shown a lot of leadership and maturity in this season, and I think they deserve the results and the accolades they're getting now. So all what I can say is congratulations to Kibera, and just to answer Washera, we will never know if these teams are ready for continental football until they step in there.
Exactly. And that's what I'm saying. People are excited about, we're excited about Gor Mahia. It's not about the names. It's not about the names. Gor Mahia has gone to CAF how many times? What have they ever done? In fact, they've never gone to the CAF itself. They're always knocked out as a preliminary
They've changed the
round.
format now, so I think they're only playing one playoff.
Exactly.
And then directly into the game.
But still, Gor Mahia cannot be able to go there.
To you, Alan, so you don't have any hope with Gor Mahia. Gor Mahia ilifanya nini?
No, I think, you mentioned something very important. Gor Mahia is an historic team, but except Austin Odhiambo,
Just a quick one. Do you think Nairobi United has what it takes?
to take over Africa, the Confederation Cup.
Yes.
I do think, because
Just Ambani.
you're forgetting one thing. Nisikize, msinidharau, nisikize. They have the investment power. They just need
Gor Mahia also have money.
what money?
Let's talk about money.
Nairobi United is
Currently, we all know what has been happening, but let's hear what Kibera Soccer Women coach has to say about this. Let's not talk about money.
Next season naweza sema tumejipanga kama team. Ukiangalia wachezaji wenye wamecheza, tunataka sana tujaribu tu maintain na tujaribu tuingize philosophy yetu kama team. By the time tunaanza first leg ya ligi tutakuwa better side.
Sisi tulikuwa tunataka ligi, but kwa ligi tukapoteza kidogo. Cup pia ilikuwa goli yetu cause season ya kwanza tulikuwa number 3. Tukatoka number 2 last season. Hii season tumebeba, tulikuwa tubebe. So tunashukuru kwa wachezaji wamejitolelea. Angalia pia tumekuwa na timu young poa. Wale tumetoka grassroots, tumetoka NSL. At least wame give their best. Kuonyesha pia wanacheza ball. Na sasa sema tumekuwa good than them. Pia wampata chances. So lucky imekuwa tusaidia yetu. Maybe God alikuwa ameandika.
This weekend has been a very busy weekend in the soccer world. And we also what happened, the Kenya Premier League National Super League relegation stroke promotion, whereby Posta Rangers were taking on Naivas FC. And I really had hopes for Naivas, but again, Posta Rangers showed them that kidogo hapa juu ni stima, and they thrashed Naivas FC 2-0. What's your take on that, Coach Kabede?
As you've said, I also had high hopes with Naivas in that playoffs. I think they have one more chance on Wednesday to try overturn it. But my question lingered is, why is Posta playing now good football? Why did they not perform or rather put the effort they're putting now when the league was ongoing? And it's a question that should be asked to the administrators of the team, because Posta, they have a lot of resources and they should not be where they are now. But I'm really much rooting for Naivas on Wednesday, and I have high hopes that they will be able to overturn, and I'm looking forward to see them in the Kenyan Premier League, considering this is the second time they're in that position that they are in, and I hope they'll manage be part of Nai Boys and Bomet in KPL.
Hey. Annette, you lost bet still?
No, I said Posta. Nilisema Posta. That one, we will play back the game.
You lost bet. What do you think worked for Posta?
I think Posta Rangers did not expect to go to relegation. It was a shock. because what happened when Murangasil won, there was a change in the competition at the bottom was very tight. So for Posta, the reason they fought is because they did not expect to be in relegation. So going into that match, it was more of we have to do it. I mean, we've not worked hard this whole season to get relegated. So that's why they won, because they were in shock. Like, you see, if you look at City Stars the whole season they were at the bottom. But you see, for Posta Rangers, they were not at the bottom. So that's what worked in the advantage, because hawakuwa ati wame give up ama wame lose hope like City Stars. Like for them, it was a do or die. And even on Wednesday, I don't see the scoreline being any different. And as for Naivas, we try again next season.
Ouch.
Alan, let me ask you, do you think on Wednesday, Naivas have a chance?
They do have a chance. However, with Naivas, they always have a chance, but they never take it. For example, last season, they were in the same place, relegation, promotion, playoff, fumbled. Come this season, they're trying to fumble again. So we can't just say next season is coming again. You know, they have to take action now. It's do or die. And as for Posta, I just want them to go back to National Super League. I want them to feel the pressure, because there's no way a corporate team, we can be struggling with things like logistics, paying players. So I just wish, or rather, I hope that Naivas just take over on Wednesday. But I think it's going to be hard, because considering how Posta played, it's like they were
Better.
on the line, like it was this or nothing. So I don't think like Posta are going to let go. 2-0 lead is quite hard, especially in the second leg. Yeah, so let's just wait and see.
You know, you've talked about next season. Every time I remember a certain team, they always say next season. And the last time they won, the league was back in 2003, 2004? Season 2003.
Yeah, 2003,
2003, 2004 season,
2003,
right? 21 years, 22.
Unakaa nani
F Leopards was 1998.
Yes, sure.
Now, so on Wednesday, what's your prediction on Wednesday? Posta, Naivas Posta? Coach?
I'll be slightly biased on it because I have a soft heart for Naivas, and yeah.
Unaweka mpira kwa roho?
Yeah, that's me, and I hope they will win 3-1, and then maybe
3-1 in favor of Naivas?
Yes.
And go to penalties.
Yeah.
You know, being delusional is a very bad thing.
Especially in football.
Wait, which team do you support in the EPL? Ndio tujue.
EPL.
Yeah.
Manchester United.
Manchester.
You see?
He's used to it.
Alan, don't
He's
touch
used
Manchester.
to
Annette,
break
what's your
to hard
prediction
break.
on, about Wednesday?
Posta Rangers will maybe look for 1 or 2 goals and then park the bus. That's what I think.
Alano?
I see a situation where Naivas can get a 1-0 win. However, they won't be able to make it through.
Oh. Okay, so on, was it on Saturday? AFC.
Yesterday, actually.
Yesterday, actually, yeah, yesterday. Kalenda yangu kidogo. Okay. AFC Leopards, striker and youth coach, team coach Boniface Ambani. He won elections jana to become the new chairman after Dan Shikanda. So what do you think about Boniface winning this? Will it change things for FC? Itawatoa dry spell ya 1998?
You know, like...
Okay. I think Ambani won because of the Ambani name.
Oh.
Ah, wow.
So, because if you look at, if you're an AFC fan, you would vote for somebody who you've seen play football. Because Ambani played as the AFC striker in which year? Back in the day. At me, I think I was not born.
He was actually...
You are.
He was in that team that last won the title.
Yes, you see.
Was
I born? No.
You can see.
So what happens with Kenyan footballers and Kenyan supporters of football? We don't vote for people who have no experience in the game, and that was what happened with Enos. Enos has not played football. He's not played for FC. So, and if you look at the age of the voters are people who watched Ambani play football. And if they watched him in 1998 win, I mean, for them they thought, okay, kama yeye ameshinda, what he'll win. But the issue with that win is that your club itakuwa a family club because I mean the brother is the coach. So what do you? I don't know what you'd expect from the team next season.
I think
No, I
Alan,
want,
do you
to
think-
I want to disagree with Oshira. The people who voted were not people who saw Ambani. The people, I was there personally, I covered the event, and actually there were many quite young people, you know. I'm talking, yes, there were people.
Exactly. Thank you.
But out of okay, the total vote cast were around 1,700, just slightly above 1,700. And I think for Ambani, it was more of a question of, it was just Ambani.
Why do you exactly?
And then,
One because of the
don't
money.
forget, you know, people were against Dan Shikanda, you know, people felt like he brought the club down. And then there was a rumor that spread around that Dan Shikanda and Enos were going to work together. So that really broke the hearts of many. And I was expecting a close race for the chairman seat, but to win with 1,101 votes and Enos getting 600 was just shocking. That's a difference of over 500.
Yeah.
I remember hizo kura zikihesabiwa, we were just looking at each other because it was Ambani. Before it was counted, we knew because it was 6 Ambanis, then now you hear Mutoka. And then I'm looking at my colleagues go like, imeenda, because
I think
Ken, wewe kama coach, Annette has said the people they voted because Ambani pia alikuwa anacheza or sometime. Do you think it's always right, since someone has been a player, do you think he understands better on how to run things kwa team? Ama they should look for a leader. Unajua kuchezea team fulani and you want to be somebody hapo imanishi you can be a leader. Do you think?
True. First and foremost is to congratulations to Ambani for what he's done. He tried last time, he was not able to be in the ballot because of some politics here and there. But then to answer you, then to add to it is at times name is not a good thing in leadership. However, in Ambani's situation, Ambani has proven in terms of leadership. He handled AFC, Cubs. He brought the likes of Austin to limelight. He was part of the administrating team in Waterbacks, Nakuru Waterbacks. The success they have now, it's much attributed to what Ambani did. Same thing as Myra Sugar. He was in the administrating team for Myra Sugar, now in KPL. So having seen and known Ambani's track record in terms of administration, I think AFC now are in good hands, and the passion Ambani brings to the team, to the Kenyan football, and I've seen firsthand his administration in terms of football admin. And yeah, all we can say, I think AFC now stand the biggest chance to get out of the longest drought they've had.
however, how long will it take?
Exactly.
How
Do you
long
think
will it
they'll win
take?
next season?
Because don't forget, a lot of players, a lot, contract zao zinaisha.
Yeah, I think that is just like any other leader. You will not step into any leadership role and expect things to be smooth sailing. But as based on Ambadi's record, I think he's going to steer FC in the best direction, and maybe 2-3 years we can have this discussion. And maybe it's a 4-year term.
Not even next year.
Actually, it's a 4-year term. It's a 4-year term leadership.
Yeah.
Yes. So I know, and that I can challenge you guys. We can bet on it. I know
Also-
he's going to stay it in the best
also
direction.
I love the way you're believing in.
Jamani.
Bet how much? Bet how much? How much? Ama mebet nini?
Watafanya hivyo huko nje.
Well, now, congratulations to Boniface Ambani. And I think we're having him, Ambani, we're having him to sikia nini ana have kusema on winning the elections. Ambani is my very good friend, so.
I didn't get you earlier. Well, so much we have to expect from me and the office, the guys who have been elected. So the work starts immediately tomorrow, because you need to understand the league is over, and we need to release the players. We need to know who is remaining, who is coming in. So much to be done. So the first work to be done in office, actually to know the content of the players, how they are, who is coming in, who is not going out. Otherwise, yeah.
Can you tell your fans you being the last lot to win the league? Is that
Yeah, I'm so elated. among the last players, among the batch of last players who won the league in 1998. That almost 27 years ago. So being here again speaks volumes, because I know, I understand what fans want, what me as a player need, what coaches need, and so there's so much to be done, and the glory should come back.
What's your what for your fans that have been
Oh, I had a wonderful team behind me. The guys who worked behind me, I congratulate them. I lack words. Actually, they have done a very commendable job. I also like to thank my brother Namai, who is here, who later joined hands with me. We worked together and we deliver this thing. So it's something. We have to do it. Thank you.
That was the new AFC Leopard chairman, Buni Ambani. Now, one of us, Alan, was on ground. Jana umekuwa kwa ground. Piga mambo kwa ground.
Naona kwa hiyo interview haikuwa rahisi venye inakaa. Ilikuwa ngori because I'm
sweat
telling
jana.
you, even our door was broken because the excitement of these Ingwe fans was crazy. I could not comprehend what I was seeing. You know, I've been to Mashemeji, I've been to crazy places, but immediately I announced you. I remember outside, the fans outside, they started wanachikile kitu ya ile usikuti. Wameitandika karibu 3 hours. For the interview, we had the police to help us because it was crazy.
This is what Alan had to prepare for us yesterday.
After an exhilarating build-up to the much-awaited AFC Leopards elections, former Kenyan international Boniface Ambani has stolen the headlines, officially elected as the new Ingwe chairman.
Well, so much we have to expect from me and the office, the guys who have been elected. So the work starts immediately tomorrow, because you need to understand the league is over and we need to release the players. We need to know who is remaining, who is coming in. So much to be done.
Ambani clinched victory with a commanding 1,101 votes, comfortably beating his rival Enos Mutoka, who gracefully conceded after garnering 682 votes.
I had a wonderful team behind me. The guys who worked behind me, I congratulate them. I lack words. Actually, they have done a very commendable job. I also like to thank my brother Namai, who is here, who later joined hands with me. We worked together and we deliver this thing. So it's something. We have to do it.
The former Tusker FC striker, whose promising career was cut short by an Achilles tendon injury, now takes charge of a club he hopes to guide back to the glory days.
Among the last players, among the batch of last players who won the league in 1998. That almost 27 years ago. So being here again speaks volumes, because I know, I understand what fans want, what me as a player need, what coaches need, and so there's so much to be done, and the glory should come back.
In other key positions, Isaac Mulanda Mulindi was elected as the new Secretary General after fending off competition from Robert Kamala and Irene Sitawa.
Awesome, because I believe that everybody is a winner. We are brothers and a sister who was trying to get this seat. I believe I congratulate them for their efforts. It's just that God favored me a little bit because it's out of prayers. And I believe that it's time to get FC back to where it's supposed to be.
Meanwhile, Newton Lime will take over as the club's treasurer, entrusted with managing Ingwe's financial affairs.
You have to look for more sponsors. The money we have is not enough. So we have to go out, the new next team, to look for more sponsors for the team. For the 3 teams, the ladies team, the youth team, and the senior team.
The spotlight now shifts to the new administration, with fans and stakeholders alike eager to see if they will hit the ground running.
I also want to encourage the incoming team. Please go out there and look for players, not just in Nairobi. Go to the mashinane, huko chini. Enda nyumbani. Enda, that's where there's raw talent. And we can get those players, nurture them and build them and have a strong team.
For a club that symbolizes the hopes and dreams of an entire community, expectations have never been higher.
Nataka timu ipate kikombe ya FKF na pia waende katika Afrika waakilishe nchi yetu ya Kenya. Kwa hivyo sisi kama Mlembe za kurudia kusema mtu asituchezee mambo ya Waluya. Waluya wachiwe pange mambo yao. Kuanzia kwa klabu yetu na mambo ya taifa.
Thank you, and I told my fans, bye bye. It's been great you guys supporting me. Those 6 years have been great. I'm happy for the support and I'm happy for the criticism. I'm living a better than Shikanda going forward. Thank you.
Nzuki Allen for TV47 Sports.
Mzee mzima Alan, fanya kazi safi sana. Now, the African Nation Championships are starting on 2nd of August till 30th, inataka kuanza, right? And when you look at those group stages, we're having 4 groups. And let me talk about our Kenya. Let's talk about Kenya. If you look at the group that Kenya is in, Group A, Angola, Congo, Zambia, and Morocco. And you see our very first match is on 3rd August, Kenya versus Congo. Now, just a quick one. What do you think about this Group A? I want to focus mostly on this Group A.
I think it's a fair pulling for Kenya, for the team. And as you say, we just have to first win the first 2 matches, and then maybe gamble with Morocco, maybe take a point, and then finalize the last match maybe with a win. If we get a minimum of 7, maybe 9 points, we're able to go to the next round. My biggest hope, 3rd August being my birthday, I hope Kenya will give me...
So tukiluzio siku uko na swara?
No. I really believe Kenya is going to give me that gift, and to give the whole Kenyans, the whole 50+ million Kenyans, the gift of the first win. And it's been a minute since Kenyans have played in big international home, apart from the one in against Gabon. And I know Kenyans are going to come in big numbers. So it's to the national team being led by McCarthy to give us a win. At least maybe 9 points, and then we're able to go to the next round.
Wow.
Miss Wachira.
I am so sorry, but I have almost no hope.
I think,
this is why.
Why?
If you watch the game Gor Mahia yesterday, Gor Mahia gives us 5 players in Chan. If you look at
which 5 players?
Alpha. Look at it. Alpha, Omega,
5 players.
Ben Stanley Omondi. You see, look at those. Anyway, so that group, I think it's not a tough group, but anyway, I think we are going to, maybe we'll win the first match, but I think that's against Congo. But we have very competitive teams. I think like Morocco. Morocco, we do not stand a chance, but maybe we can pick a draw. But I think if in the spirit of being a Kenyan, I really hope that they give us good matches, you know. And then I think the thing I hate the most is the fact that we'll be hosting the closing ceremony. Na kuna kitu mbaya kama una host closing ceremony uko kwa finals.
Unaweka bash na mwenye basha yuko.
Imagine. So I really hoped we got the opening ceremony, because that would have been fantastic. But hosting the closing ceremony, and it's, I think, Morocco versus someone is crazy. But I think in team spirit, we're going to give our best shot. Also, we have a very good coach. Benny McCarthy will do wonders in terms of team selection, and hoping for the best, but not expecting the best.
Alan, what's your take?
I think you two are very negative people. I think
why are you
It is my opinion.
That's my opinion. I've not even said anything about the national team.
I think you're forgetting something. You know, yes, you're given the closing ceremony for Chan. You know why? Because AFCON, we're going to have the opening ceremony for Atalanta City Stadium. New Janja, mind games, no. People think, but either way, on our group games, there's no way on earth, Kabeti, on your birthday, there's no way on earth Kenya is going to lose to DR Congo at the Kasarani Stadium. I don't think you guys have been to the Kasarani Stadium of late. I went there during the inspection, and when I walked in, I was dazzled. It is too big. So imagine over 50,000 Kenyans showing up to support Kenya in your first CHAN game, because I assure you, Benny McCarthy is going to coach a win. He has coached a win in all of his games, only that we have not been able to capitalize on the chances. If we capitalize on our chances, I'm telling you, on the 3rd of August, it's going to go down, it's going to be the best. And I think we're in a tough group, yes, but I think like Kabete broke it down, he broke it down as a coach. We get a win in the first 2 games, force a draw, and then go for a win. Because winning doesn't have to be a 3-0 win. We can get 1-0 and we just go with that. Because you only need 2nd position to move on to the next round. So I think we do have a chance, unlike Washira. I'm not going to be pessimistic on our home ground.
The last time I was optimistic.
No. On our home turf, I've seen what Kenya has done. I remember the Sekafa. I don't know if you remember the Sekafa almost 10 years ago. We showed people we could play. So I don't think any team, bar Morocco, can beat us in that group. And Morocco doesn't have the likes of ZH, local players. So if we go head to head, I'm scared of...
Where?
I'm not really scared, because on paper, we do have the players it takes to get that tournament. And Gor Mahia, if Osino Diambo cannot get into the team, who can?
What did Gor Mahia do?
We should ask him about selection.
Yeah.
Who do you think would be selected?
To say something on it, I think the 2 things that Kenya, or rather Ben McCarthy, could do to make us stand a chance, there are just 2 things. Maybe
as a coach.
Get a better squad, and then work more on match management, because in history, Kenyans were so poor in match management. But in terms of bringing the energy in the game, we are good at it. But now, playing with what we call playing with different rhythm.
Exactly.
Knowing the moment to play at high pitch, knowing the moment to play with low pitch, that is something I feel Kenya we could try to work on, even in terms of our composure when we are losing, our excitement when we are leading. So if we're able to know how to play with different rhythms to bring in a good match management, then even Morocco itself, we can easily beat them.
Yes, Ms. Shira?
Okay. Squad selection. Who is a better team?
I want to actually try. What do you mean a better team?
A better squad selection in terms of, my key thing, one, maybe in terms of experience, but most importantly, in terms of, the hunger to win, the hunger to expose themselves, You can have someone who has the experience but does not have that hunger. But you can have someone who is inexperienced but has the hunger to give his all on the pitch. So if the coach is able to strike a balance in between, which we can never pinpoint these, and so it's all in the coach discretion to do all that.
Talking about experience, I want to ask you just a quick one, and I think Alan and Ms. Washira, you can also jump into that. We've been having experienced players in the national team for quite some time, but so far, sometimes the results that are coming in from the national team were not so pleasing. So there was a discussion, Taani, social media, that they should try new talent, because you say the hunger of winning, So the experience might be there. They've been having experienced players, but something has been off lately with the experienced players. So do you think it will be nice if they try to have these new players in the national team?
No, definitely. It will be nice to try to have some new bloods in the team, but still, again, as I said, it's very challenging for the coach to strike a balance between experience and hunger. Because again, we do not need to bring young blood for the sake of bringing young blood. Because if you bring a young blood and then lacks the experience, then he gets stage fright, then koofed, then we start saying, he will have brought some more experience. So I think McCarthy now, my prayer for him is God to enable him, to give him the wisdom to be able to select a squad that has a balance between experience and hunger.
When you see people going into God in football, it is very...
It's very tough.
I think it's very hard. Coach Ben Ameka,
it's my bread
very
and butter.
soft. You've got soft spot for Naiboys. Anyway.
And he supports Manu. I don't know how it survives.
Anyway, Ms. Washira, what's your take on having new blood in?
I think new blood is important, not only for the competition, but also for the future. If he only opts, and that's why I had a really big problem with him in the international selection he did, the one we went to Morocco. If you opt only to stick to players who are in the game now, what happens is there's no transition, and that's why we're beaten. There's no transition in play. You find Morocco was playing 17-year-olds in under 20. We were only playing 19, 20. We were not giving opportunity to younger people. Ata angebeba under 17, just give you 2 minutes, give you 3 minutes. That builds enough confidence for you to play in the next game. So I have heard a rumor that there are going to be players selected from under 20, the likes of no. But Alan, I've heard that they are going to select, and for Chan is a local. It's a local competition. It's very important for them to select.
Alan, you take before we go to the FIFA Club World Cup.
The most important thing, like Coach Ken Kabezi said, is to strike a balance, because we can have very good young players, but when you get into that and the whole stadium screams when you touch the ball, there's extremely high stage fright. So striking the balance is very important, and also very important, Katela, preparation. It's 1 month too. We have not had the team in camp. They have to go into camp right now. There's no FKF going on. Everything is wrapped up yesterday. So now McCarthy named the provisional squad this week. Probably next week we see them in camp. They have 3 weeks to prepare, or even 4 weeks, so that by the first game, the team has already gelled. The young players, the experience. So that by the time the 23 final squad is being named, we can know each team will make up a moja at least for long. So when you go into the first game, we see the chemistry, we see the experience, we see the nice touches, and all going well, magoti sakafuni, roju.
Hapo sawa ushasema. Now, I think FIFA Club World Cup round of 16 is starting today.
No, it's playoffs.
Playoffs, yeah. So during the weekend on Saturday, Sunday, Chelsea did that thing. Even after they had a break, but wakakuja and they thrashed Benfica. And also the trending game yesterday, PSG versus Inter Miami. Walipigwa 4 safi, and of course Ousmane Dembele took everything. Ya Messi, jersey, socks, boots. He just took everything just to show him man. And then Flamengo lost to Bayern Munich 4-2. What do you think about PSG versus Inter Miami? That you talk about that, Alan. PSG, Inter Miami. Talk about Chelsea, and Coach will talk about Bayern and Flamengo.
Before I even share my thoughts on that, what happened? You've said something. We took a break, and they took a break in the Chelsea game.
Yeah.
Came back a 2-hour break.
2-hour break.
And don't forget, Kabezi, you can bear me on this. In the next year, we are hosting the World Cup there. So is that a place where you can have the World Cup if a game can be suspended for 2 hours? This World Cup has 32 teams. So if you tell me 18 games are going to be paused, and the Chelsea game was paused at the 86th minute, suspended with 4 minutes to go. Those 4 minutes is the time the players took to get out. Why can't you finish the game? As much as it's safety, but really, what's the point of hosting a World Cup there if they are not equipped climatically for that? And for the PSG game, I think it was a question of people thought Inter Miami had a chance, but they forget it's only Messi, Suarez, and Busquets, and probably Jordi Alba. The rest, in Zlatan Ibrahimovic's words, are just statues. They're just there for the sake. They could not do anything about it. They were outrun. They lacked the technical ability, and they couldn't shine. So PSG took an easy win, and we are waiting to see what goes down.
You're saying some players of Inter Miami are participants.
Participants.
Ms. Washira, what's your take on the FIFA Club World Cup?
I think, as you said, US is a very funny venue for the World Cup. First of all, there are so many restrictions for fans, for players, for students, visas. You cannot access Mara Trump. Sorry. So I think for the World Cup, it's going to be very challenging to play there. And then again, as we had said previously, this World Cup inachezwa kama pre-season. There's no, and then this is the first time they've played in this format. A lot of those players are tired. A lot of teams are experimenting. I'm so shocked actually Inter Miami as a US team got to where it got. But
Messi.
you see,
Messi.
Yeah, but you see now, they've come against giants, and now you've realized the level of football and the difference. The game for Chelsea, the break played a big part in their win, but anyway.
They played a big part. It was supposed to win Chelsea. Because they were 1-0 up with 4 minutes to go.
That's what I've said. Anyway,
Coach
moving
Kabedi,
on.
in less than 1 minute.
Man City have a better chance.
Man City.
Man City are playing Al Hilal, so
You are too
Coach
I have to. I have
He's favored in a team. He's favored in a team.
No, naweka mahali mkae pamoja argue mpaka mnipatie answer. Coach Kabedi, in less than 1 minute.
No, the Flamingo versus Bayern match, I think it was a very entertaining match. Of course, Bayern's a giant. There were giants in that match. But I think even the Brazilian team, they quite bring some entertainment in the competition. And unfortunately, Flamingo lost. But yeah, it was a Goliath versus David situation. But Flamingo did not amount to David, so Goliath took it home.
So nice. Thank you so much, Coach Ken Kabedi. That has been Monday Blitz. We meet here each and every single Monday, 8 a.m. Right? Thank you. Moja by the way, sawa. You argue.